Hello, Miss Katarina. Welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi everyone.
Okay. Hello. Well, first of all, thank you so much for accepting our invitation. It means a lot to AIESEC in Turkey and also to our external delegation here. For the last year, we've been into the sustainable development goals a lot, and we know what NGOs are doing in terms of sustainability. But I think our knowledge in terms of corporate companies is a bit lacking, and we cannot wait to hear what you're going to say about Henkel sustainability policies and programs. So the stage is yours. We cannot wait to hear all the information that you're going to deliver. And thank you so much again for being here with us on this beautiful Sunday morning.
Thank you very much for the introduction. I'm happy also to be here with all of you, and I'm happy to share now my screen and to start my presentation. So I hope everyone can see the presentation.
Yes.
Maybe you can just give me a thumbs up.
Yes, it's not full screen now.
Yes, now I'll make it full screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So thank you very much once again for having me. And I'm very, very happy to talk to you about the topic of corporate citizenship at Henkel and our approach. But before I get started, of course, I would also like to introduce myself. My name is Katharina Börtel, and I started my career in September 2017 when I worked as an HR manager in the HR board office, working for our executive vice president, human resources. And that was a very exciting time, to be honest, over these 3 years working for an executive vice president, human resources, because you get to know really a lot about the corporate culture of a worldwide company. After these 3 years, I had the chance to move from Düsseldorf, where our headquarters is located, to our regional hub in Dubai, where I became the regional manager for talent acquisition and development in EMEA. And I'm mainly responsible for the topics of employer reputation, recruitment, leadership, so everything around leadership development programs, and the topic of corporate citizenship. What do I want to do or share today with you? So first, I would like to talk about who we are. So who we are at Henkel. Then I would like to deep dive into the topic of corporate citizenship. So what is our approach? And in the end, I would like to share with you especially EMEA initiative, which we have launched end of last year. So let's get started. Who we are. Who we are best describes the video, which I will show to you now, because it gives you a very good overview of who Henkel is and also our history of 144 years.
We are Henkel, 144 years of success, 144 years of loyalty and commitment, boldness and entrepreneurship. We build on a strong foundation, our people, our values, our culture. 144 years of growth, a strong legacy, a strong obligation for generations to come. It's up to us to win the 20s through purposeful growth, creating superior customer and consumer value, integrating sustainability in everything we do, developing our people and giving them a sense of belonging. Join our journey of change and leadership action along our strategic framework. Let's outgrow the markets, create a winning portfolio, regain competitive edge through impactful innovations, sustainability, and digitalization with future-ready operating models. Let's empower our people to make a difference. Purposeful growth. It's about culture. We celebrate leaders who make others grow. We celebrate people who step up. Let's win the 20s through purposeful growth. This is our aspiration. This is our future. This is Henkel.
So I hope that this gave you a really good impression of who Henkel is, but I would like to deep a little bit further into who we are. And probably most of you know some of our brands, but you don't actually know that they belong to Henkel. And being a worldwide umbrella to all these brands, Henkel is actually quite big, which you can see here on the slide. So we have more than 50,000 people around the world from 125 nationalities and operating in 78 countries. As you have seen already in the video, we have a history of more than 144 years with great success of brands and technologies. And over 885% of our employees work outside of Henkel. Speaking of brands, we are not just the company who produces washing powder like Persil. So some of you might know the Persil washing powder, but we also have a great portfolio of different products, such as beauty care products, Far, Sios, or Schwarzkopf, or adhesive technology products such as Pritt or Loctite. To sum it up, we are pioneers of 3 different business units. The first one is adhesive technologies, second, beauty care, and third, laundry and home care. As already said, we are operating worldwide in over 78 countries around the world. This slide just gives you an overview where we all located, and especially our regional hub. So we have a regional hub in Mexico City, in Stamford in the US, in Europe, in Vienna, and of course also our global headquarters located in Düsseldorf. We also have a regional hub in Shanghai, and where I am located, a regional hub for our region EMEA in Dubai. But we have so many more offices across the world. Our strategic priorities and values are all put together under our strategic framework, Purposeful Growth. So we want to win our portfolios. We want to have winning portfolios. We want to gain competitive edge in the topic of innovation, sustainability, and digital. And we want to have future operating model. And all of that is covered by a collaborative culture and empowered people. Speaking of the topic of purpose. So if you are an Henkel employee and you want to fulfill your purpose, we have a great option where you can support your social projects and really fulfill your purpose. And this guides me to the topic of corporate citizenship. So what is corporate citizenship and what is our corporate citizenship approach? It stands for that corporate citizenship refers to voluntary social engagement beyond Henkel's business activities. It is an integral part of our understanding of responsible action and is deeply anchored in our corporate culture. Our social commitment. With our social commitment, Henkel makes a direct contribution to the Sustainability Development Goals to which we committed ourselves when we joined the United Nations Global Compact in 2003. And we have a very ambitious goal because we want to improve the quality of life of 20 million people by 2025. So how do we want to make an impact, or where do we want to make an impact? We have divided that into 2 areas. The first one is social case. We want to empower people to actively address future challenges and opportunities. We want to strengthen our wider communities, and we want to support employees as social engaged citizens. On the other side, we want to focus on business case. So we want to strengthen our internal identification, build corporate reputation, and of course, strengthen our cooperation and team building. The next slide gives you a very nice overview of how successful we have been when it comes to corporate citizenship. Overall, we have donated 120 million euros to over 30,000 social projects around the world in 103 countries in 5 regions. And 40% of these projects were focused on education. So to support children's education, but also the education of young adults or females. And we have a very nice initiative at Henkel. If you want to support your social projects, you can also request days off so that you can really just focus on working for your social project. And we have already approved 3,000 days off at work. Corporate citizenship at Henkel is divided into 4 pillars. And these pillars are Make an Impact on Tomorrow, which is a program which is very much focusing on voluntary, so individual voluntary work. The second one is Social Partnership. And here Henkel selects social projects around the world to support them. The third one is Brand Engagement, where Henkel brands such as Persil, Loctite, Schwarzkopf support social projects around the world. And the fourth one is Emergency Aid. This is an immediate aid to people placed in urgent need by a natural catastrophe. So last year when we were all hit by COVID-19, the pandemic, Henkel created a special fund for local NGOs around the world to support with a certain amount of money when it comes to the COVID-19 pandemic. But today, I would like to focus on 2 topics, the Make an Impact on Tomorrow program and the social partnerships. So Make an Impact on Tomorrow is also part of corporate citizenship, and it promotes already existing voluntary engagement of Henkel employees and Henkel retirees in social institutions, organizations, and society. That means if you are an Henkel employee and you already support a social project which is close to your heart, you can also request for a certain amount of money and Henkel will support you with that, which is a really great initiative. And it already exists over 23 years. And we have supported over 15,000 projects in 100 countries and donated over 28 million euros. Make an Impact on Tomorrow is divided into 2 areas. The first one is the individual one, where individual employees can support their social projects, as said, which are close to their heart. And the second one is Henkel is organizing team activities where we support projects around the world. I also want to show you some snapshots of our projects across the world. The first one is Special Olympics. It's a very nice initiative and it's taking place once a year where people with disabilities come together and do sports. And Henkel employees had the chance also to cheer them up, to support them, and to get engaged with them. And it's a very beautiful initiative. The second one is Build for a Good Cause. Here, Henkel employees around the world build houses for families. And then one day, these houses, families could call their home. A third example is Trash Fighter. So Trash Fighter is also a very nice initiative where Henkel employees come together to jointly collect waste in cities, parks, and especially along the rivers. But I also want to show you some projects which we're doing in our EMEA region. In 2019, we built up a very nice team activity in the region or in the cluster of GCC, where United Arab Emirates, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia belong together. And we made toys out of sustainable materials and donated them to children. The third one is Clean Neighborhood. The Henkel team in Algeria disinfected public spaces such as marketplaces, entrance halls, or subway stations with our own produced disinfections materials. And a third example is where the Henkel team in Tunisia donated Henkel products to an SOS Children village. So let's move on to social partnerships. Social partnerships is focusing on supporting social initiatives and public institutions. The difference here is that Make an Impact on Tomorrow, the program to social partnership projects, is that these projects are mainly focusing on supporting the work of young people, children, youth, and young adults, and individual voluntary is not the main focus here. From 2018 to 2020, we have supported 76 projects and reached over almost 600,000 people, and have also donated over almost 6,000 euros to these projects. Here, I would also like to give you an example. Henkel is the main sponsor of Teach First. Teach First is a worldwide organization which is focusing on providing access to children, providing access to education for children around the world. And they do that by teaching fellows, so teachers, and educating them on bringing over the right education to these children. And in the last 10 years in Germany alone, more than 840 of these fellows, so the teachers, have been active in around 440 schools. And globally, we have supported the umbrella organization Teach for All in 10 countries and reached around 100,000 people. Here in EMEA, we are mainly in contact with Teach First in the countries of India and South Africa. But I also want to show you some examples of our social partnership projects within EMEA. So in Turkey, for example, we support an organization that provides children teaching opportunities who have autism. The second one is Share a Smile. It's a great organization in Egypt that aims to help unprivileged children, to give them shelter, food, and education. And the third one is Growing Tomorrow. This is a project where we initiated, or it was originally initiated by Henkel in 2008, and we built together a childhood development center in South Africa. So it provides education, especially for children in townships. The next video which I would like to show you is a video which we put together with all the great corporate citizenship initiatives in 2020. And this video has been shown to all our colleagues within our region to show our appreciation and to just thank them for their great work to really make an impact on tomorrow. I hope you like the video as I do. And the third topic I would like to talk to you about is especially EMEA initiative, which is also related to corporate citizenship. It combines the topic of corporate citizenship and learning. And we launched end of last year our EMEA digital learning competition. And how does that work? All employees across our EMEA region completed courses on our learning platform. And for each completed course, points were gained. The total amount of points per country have been converted into a fund for selected local projects and NGOs. Overall, we have been very successful, and 10 countries within our region participated. More than 360 e-learning sessions were completed during the competition timeframe, And we could support 6 local projects with 20,000 euros. And also the project from Turkey, where we supported children with autism, was one of them. I want to close my presentation with a final message from our chairwoman of Henkel Supervisory Board, Simone Bajultra. She said, related to corporate citizenship, obviously, for us, it has always been important to think beyond mere business activities and to take responsibility for people and society. This commitment is deeply anchored in our corporate culture, and I can definitely say it is. So just one last thing, if you want to follow us on one of the social media channels we have, such as LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, please do so. Or if you're interested in joining us, you can of course also visit our website, henkel.com careers, and check out our jobs. Thank you very much for your time, and I'm happy to receive your questions.
Thank you so much, Ms. Katharina, for this beautifully put together presentation. And I specifically wanted to say that your projects regarding the special needs people, climate action, sanitizing, education from 1 to 100, it was really beautiful. And I'm sure everyone in this Zoom meeting learned a lot about the action steps that corporate companies can take regarding the sustainability. So I thank you so much for telling us all about the Henkel's projects in detail. So if you want, we can receive the questions. And if you have any Turkish questions, don't be shy to write them down. We can translate it to English.
Are you reading them out for me, or should I also check into the chat?
I can read it if you want.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Okay, Jansu asked, Henkel's working about sustainability is really impressive. How did Henkel become so aware of and reflect it to its works? How did it start?
In terms of corporate citizenship, is that the question? In terms of
yes,
social engagement?
The, sustainability project.
Yes, I mean, corporate citizenship and also sustainability, as said, has been anchored within our corporate culture for a long history. And so obviously it is always going back to the engagement also of our employees. And especially if I can give an example to the Make an Impact on Tomorrow program. So a lot of our employees back in the time, 23 years ago, they wanted that Henkel also understands what they're doing next to their job in terms of social projects. And Henkel took this opportunity and said, yes, we want to combine that. And we want to support social projects which have been initiated by individuals. So that is just one of the questions. So, but it has been sustainability and corporate citizenship and social engagement, yeah, anchored in our corporate culture since decades.
And okay, Doğukan asked, it's a little bit personal question. He wants to ask what motivates you to work in Henkel?
What motivates the people? The people. I can definitely answer that. It's a very simple question for me. So it has always been the people, but it's such a nice environment to work at Henkel. It's a very collaborative culture where we just work together as a team, support each other. We are a worldwide company, but we're still so close to each other. And of course, yeah, virtual networks help MS Teams group in order to stay connected. But even now working in the EMEA region, I have so much close contact also to colleagues in the headquarters, but also within our regional teams in Shanghai, in the US, in Latin America. So we always connected with everyone around the world. And that's just the beauty about Henkel and the opportunity that you get as an individual employee. So just my example, I started the career in the headquarters in Düsseldorf, and now I got the opportunity after 3 years working in a regional hub in Dubai. So I get to know the other side basically of not working within the headquarter, working within a region. So to understand also different cultures, where people come from, how they work how do they work with each other. So yeah, it's the development and it's the beauty what Henkel makes very special.
Amazing. Okay, we have a lot of questions.
That's nice.
So Ece asked, how would you define Henkel's perspective of leadership, and how do you support the leadership developments inside of the organization for your employees?
Yes. So in terms of leadership, what we have done, we have launched just a couple of years ago, so 2 years ago, we have launched our leadership commitments. And these commitments are not just for leaders, they are for everyone, because everyone at Henkel is a leader. And all trainings like development programs or very much focused trainings on leadership, all developed around these 4 leadership commitments. So that is what we do. And also our corporate culture is built upon the leadership commitments.
Thank you so much for the answer. And I'm checking the chat box. Okay, Merve asked, she apologizes for being a little bit late for the presentation. She asked, to be a volunteer in these projects, do you have to be an employee in Henkel, or is it possible to do it independently?
For Make an Impact, the program, and also to be part of social partnership projects, you need to be an Henkel employee or a retiree of Henkel. But what we want to do also in the future is that we want to combine more the topic also of employer reputation and corporate citizenship. So to early start on integrating the topic of corporate citizenship in our academic relation events. So events such as this, where we want to give students, the opportunity also to be part of our social projects. So yes, that will be done in the future.
So it means that you already gain hundreds of people from AIESEC to be a volunteer in your project.
That's nice. That's nice. I mean, obviously, it's a bit difficult at the moment with the COVID-19 situation and organizing voluntary activities, but you can still do a lot and inform each other about our initiatives, and of course also collect donations where we support around the world. It is needed.
Great. Well, I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, I can't ask. I wonder if you have any specific education programs for your both interns and employees in terms of sustainability education, and also do you consider the sustainability awareness of the, let's say, pre-employees before you hire them?
Yes, I mean, we have in every single country within our region, so I can speak for our region, internships or graduate programs, and obviously also the topic of sustainability, digitalization, innovation, so everything which is of course also linked to our purposeful growth agenda is very much linked to all these graduation programs. So there is always a connection. And here in the GCC region, for example, we have an internship or a program, a graduate program, which is very much focusing on the topic of sustainability and to work in the area of sustainability. But of course, we also have other programs around the world, and especially in the EMEA region, where it's very much focused on sustainability. Yes.
Okay, I am checking out the chat part. Mikael asked, can we say, is there any favoritism in Henkel?
What does he mean by that?
Mikhail, it will be great if you can't elaborate the question. It will be easier for us to understand and answer. People are thanking you for the presentation. It was really beautiful, by the way.
Thank you very much. Favorite in terms of favorite topics? Yeah, maybe that would be helpful if we could elaborate a little bit further on the question.
Favoritism. He wrote, I mean, favoritism. Maybe a little bit more elaboration.
Yes,
yeah, while he elaborates while he elaborates the question, we have one more question. We know that Henkel prepares sustainability reports. In this sense, can you explain about your work in detail in this area?
Sustainability reports. Yes, so sustainability reports have been produced for a long time already at Henkel. And I'm not 100% involved in the sustainability report from a regional perspective, but what we do obviously is that we have a very close connection with our global corporate citizenship team to provide what we do in EMEA. So basically what I showed you today of what do we do, what kind of projects are we supporting, how many people do we reach, how much money have we donated, will be reported to the global team and integrated into the sustainability report. Because one big bucket of the sustainability report is everything around corporate citizenship and social engagement. So that's basically how it works. But I don't really have a stake in the sustainability report.
Yes. And also, well, as far as I know, you share it publicly so that it will be easy for us to reach out from Henkel itself.
Yes, you can just go to our website to the area of sustainability and you will see all the sustainability reports from the last year. I can only recommend that to just look into our sustainability report. It gives you lots of insights what we do.
And one more question we received. So Emre asked, what do you think about our mission as youth generation? How we can improve ourselves about sustainability and social responsibility?
Well, a great initiative anyway, overall. I love it, especially if young people come together to talk about sustainability and just to create a better world. That's definitely good, and how you can all, commit yourself to the sustainability development goals. So, I mean, overall, as an individual, you can do a lot in terms of sustainability and also corporate citizenship. Today, I talked a lot about corporate citizenship, but if you found a project which is very close to your heart, just support it. It just doesn't need to be that you donate a lot of money. It can just be you working within this project, supporting the children with your knowledge, for example, in terms of education, just bringing it further. And of course, if you don't know what to do and where to support, there are always so many options where you can just ask other people, or even now with my presentation, you found out that there are so many NGOs around the world, and you can just easily get in contact with them and to ask them how you can support. It's not just about the money, it's also about the voluntary work.
Yes, exactly. And one more question is, what kind of initiatives would you suggest for young people in such a pandemic period? What do you think about, what do you think young people need at the moment, right now?
I think it's definitely, I mean, we're all not in a very easy situation at the moment, and the last couple of months, years almost. But I think the most important thing is that we stay connected and that we come together. And I think this today here being with you and just you being all together and connected is probably the best thing what you can do. So just stay connected. Don't hesitate to look up new things where you can just increase your knowledge. So it's just about the network itself, which you are building at the moment. And yeah, we just have to admit everything is virtual at the moment, and it's not easy not being in contact on a personal level, but it also gives us a lot of opportunities to speak each other from different countries around the world. I mean, I'm sitting here in Dubai, I'm speaking to you in Istanbul, so that's the beauty of it. And I'm also speaking on a single basis with my colleagues around the world. So that happened before, but it definitely increased, I would say.
Yes, agreed. And one more question. You have a lot of products which are being used massively. I wonder if there's a plan to decrease plastic usage in your products.
We have a plan, and it has also been yeah, for some products we have produced already. We have produced bottles with less plastic in it. But to be honest, I'm not like the specialist when it comes to these questions, but I can definitely come back to you with further information on it. Or you can also check out our sustainability report, because it gives you a lot of insights about our products and how we build them up in terms also of sustainability.
Great. And how does Henkel's work environment progress in providing opportunities for creativity?
Oh, can you say that again? Sorry.
Of course. How does Henkel's work environment progress in providing opportunities for creativity? How do you support employees' creativity in the working environment?
Creativity. Yes, I mean, what we do, especially since the pandemic, and this is all led by our board members, is that the communication has increased tremendously. So we receive a lot of updates from the board members of what is happening within the company itself, especially around our strategic frameworks. And I think that definitely also increased the creativity, because we are much more closer to what the board is doing on a strategic level, what is happening next, what kind of effect did this decision had the board took or the management level took. So we all very much closer or came closer together since the pandemic. And that definitely also increased, yeah, the creativity of people, because also I think the teamwork also maybe increased, and that definitely supports creativity, right?
Yes, exactly. So I think we are done with the questions. Thank you so much for attending this beautiful event globally as Henkel Global, and we appreciate your work. And well, Henkel is one of the leading companies in Turkey, as you know, and we are looking forward to read more about Henkel's sustainability reports and their work on sustainability. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, and we cannot wait to see you in our different events as well.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your agenda.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.